48 hours away from the Microsoft press conference. It's going to be big. It's going to be huge.
There's some stuff tomorrow, too.
Super
big and huge.
exciting.
It's going to be big and huge.
That's what we like. Super exciting. Cannot wait. Welcome, everybody. We are the Xonebros. This is your positive gaming and Xbox One community. As always, I'm joined by Mr. McSpicy.
Hey.
Jordan the Man.
Hello.
And I'm X1. Hello.
Hey, Chad is saying that I had a puberty crack on that intro. Did I?
Did you?
Did I crack? Did my voice crack?
Are you
I
going through
didn't
puberty?
notice. It might have been
hope
mine.
not.
Might have been mine. I
that-
always have. I feel like I go through puberty every few years. Right?
I don't know how to respond to
No,
that.
I think that makes
well,
sense.
I guess that makes sense. You are that way, I guess.
I'm constantly evolving.
Wait, what's going to be your final form then?
Ultraman.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. Like right now, I'm just man. Soon I'll be Ultraman.
Remember, so before the show, I said, you're the self-proclaimed alpha male.
Yeah, but this isn't me self-proclaiming it. This is science. Right? Every few years, puberty until I become Ultraman.
So basically, in like 30 years from now, you are going to be Pacific Rim.
I will be Pacific Rim, yes.
Slaghorn.
I will be Slaghorn,
All right.
and I will respawn.
I can't
Whenever
wait
you
to
kill
play
me.
with your hero clicks and just get you destroyed.
Dude, you can click the crap out of me anytime you want. I don't. You just. We just.
I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know what we're talking about.
E3 is here. The E3 hype train. It is upon us, everybody. Let's take a question real quick. We don't usually do this, but I want a
right
question.
at the beginning?
Right at the question from, because it kind of sets us up for the E3 thing. This question comes from Barm. He says, "Hey, X1 Bros, my question this week is on whether you think Microsoft will reveal next-gen hardware at the show. Good idea or too soon? Also, what's your E3 spectating snack of choice?" I'll start with, they're definitely going to release, we're going to see the new console. We're going to see streaming. Google Stadia just came out this week with their price point, with some more details on Google Stadia.
Yeah, the controller and all that
And
stuff.
I think what we're going to see is Microsoft one-up them, honestly. I think Microsoft has been working on this for a while. I think they've got a lot of games, a big game library. They've got the Game Pass set up. I think we're going to see something amazing from Microsoft. And I'm really excited. The question is, when does their new system drop? I think it drops before Christmas.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think so.
Wait, before this Christmas?
This Christmas.
No. I think next Christmas.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. What do they need to do? I mean, it's pretty much done.
I mean, technically, if you just skip the case, you really could just send it out.
I know.
You don't even need a case.
what do
really.
they need to do
You
for
just
it?
plug
right?
it in.
Just-
Yeah.
They've been working
They already
on
got
it.
that machine that makes those really small holes
Yeah.
for the One X, don't they? Right? What
Yeah.
that
They've
looks
been
like.
working
The
on
the silent room.
Yeah, the silent room. Yeah,
They
got the
No,
tools.
here's why. Because Google Stadia, like at the beginning of this week, the end of last week, announced, hey, hey guys, by the way, we're going to have a press conference on Thursday. They hold their press conference. They come out. They show off their streaming, which looks like they're serious. It looks like they're all in. It looks pretty cool from what you could do. And I think they did that on purpose because they know Microsoft's going to announce their big boy, the Xcloud, this big feature that's coming. So maybe the console doesn't come this November, but I think at least we get Xcloud this November because Google Stadia announced their launch date as November of this year.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not why I would. Okay.
And I don't think they want to. I don't think you want another person to take away any of that market share from you.
Well, what if that
You don't
other
want them to be
person's-
first in.
What if that other person's stuff doesn't work?
I mean, it looks like it looks like it works.
I think we should go on the assumption that if they're releasing it to the public, that it would work.
Yeah.
That's my. What?
No, I'm just saying. You know, what if it's not that good?
What do you think they like? Glued the ports on the back with
Hot glue gun?
hot glue guns, and there's no motherboard on the inside.
Well, and here's the reason I think that in Discord, a lot of people, right after seeing the Google Stadia, they did such a good job of hyping it. They did a good job of explaining what it is, how it works, their service, everything. A bunch of people pre-ordered it right then and there. Like their pre-orders shot up. And so I think Xcloud doesn't... I think they've got to match that release date, at least with the Xcloud. Now, maybe the console comes out a year later, but I think Xcloud... we're getting in some form, even if it's in beta form, we're getting it this November.
What was the price point on it? Because you're getting the controller and the dongle, right?
On Google Stadia?
Yeah.
I'm
calling it a dongle. Was
I
there a
want to
name
say
for
it's
it?
$149. Chat can correct me. I want to say it was $149 or it might be $129.
That's not bad.
But you get the dongle and the controller. And then
when you say dongle, you mean the Chromecast.
The Chromecast, yeah.
Okay.
And then you do get you can have a free version. The free version does not come out this year. That comes out later. The Pro version comes out, and that's $10 a month. and you get it's a Game Pass. You get so many games in the library. Their big game was Destiny. Destiny 2 comes in that library, and so I think Microsoft is set up to succeed in this area, and I think they don't want Google to be in that area alone. Because you already have Game Pass, you already have Xbox Live, you've already got a built-in ecosystem, you already have everybody's got their gamer tags. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see.
When I was reading through the spec, finish.
I'm just really excited to see what Xcloud has, and I really do think they're going to match them on that release date.
Yeah. No, I was actually really excited to read through the specs because there's one thing that I noticed that may not be a big deal to most people, but I think it's actually a really big deal.
Yeah.
This Chromecast or dongle, whatever you want to call it, comes so it's wireless, right? And it does have 5G on it.
Of course. Because this is their big one.
Yeah, the original Chromecast has only had 2.4, and
the original ones were. That was the original everything. The original Amazon Fires, everything.
Yeah, and they sucked.
Yeah. McSpicy, I want to get your opinion
on what part.
What do you think? We get a system. Do you, what I said? Agree with me? Disagree with me? You think I'm out of left field here?
Well, I don't think they're going to release it sooner because Chromecast or whatever it's
Google Stadia.
Yeah. That Stadia is coming out. I mean, if it's not ready, it's not ready.
Sure,
and just because Google came out last week.
Well, I mean, we do know Phil Spencer has been playing in Japan in his hotel room.
Oh no, we know they're.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying.
Major Nelson, Jeff Rubin said they're all internally testing it.
Yeah.
Well, see, what I'm saying is, what else do they got to do? I really am. Like it's a
free up
streaming
some server space.
Yeah, no. They
Azure.
Microsoft Azure.
They did. Remember in the news a couple weeks ago, they did send the server blades out to, I think it was like 13 different regions. The server blades.
There we go.
So now here's my question about Google Stadia. And I may be ignorant here, but have we seen what does their interface interconnectivity, how are you going to party up? Are you dependent on other parties?
They,
you know what I mean?
They did not show any of that. Only mentioned that you can do it in a Chrome browser, so that means at work here I come I'm playing that.
Because let's be honest, I think the dashboard, let's just call it the dashboard for now. I think that can make or break your console.
Yeah, and here's the thing: Microsoft has one of the best dashboards already. That's what I'm saying. Microsoft.
I don't think so.
You don't
because
think so?
Sony, the PlayStation, is a great console, but their dashboard is terrible.
Oh, the cross media bar.
Yeah, I hate that thing.
Well, basically, what I'm wondering is party chat. I'm very disappointed that Nintendo decided to use cell phones.
What you could do is use your phone.
And everybody went,
what? That's so awesome. I can use my phone to call my friends.
Yeah. And I love Nintendo. But no, that was a huge disappointment for me, right? And that sucks. So what is their infrastructure? I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I want to see what their layout's going to be, what their dashboard. And it's going to be in the Google dashboard. But if you take games like Battlefield and you go to Battle Log, I'm not a huge fan of loading up my web browser for my. You know what I mean? Is it gonna work? Do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah. My thoughts on Stadia, and I may be completely wrong, but I don't think Microsoft has anything to worry about.
No, I completely agree with that.
There's a lot of problems I guess I should say challenges that Google has to approach and deal with that are substantial when you're going into I would call it a saturated market. I mean, you either have, if you're in the market, you already have a PlayStation or an Xbox or a Switch or if you're in that market to buy that, odds are you have one of those.
It's an established market.
Also, I don't with the infrastructure with my Xbox. That's where all my games are. If I'm going to go to another console, right, it has to have exclusives.
Sure.
For me to choose
and
that.
They did not show off any. No, they do have companies that they bought, gaming companies that are over, and they're going to be having exclusives. But at this point, they've not shown us anything.
That's okay. That's the only way they would be able to do it. Because if you're a developer, you're not going to risk your next game on a new system that is not, it has no pedigree.
Well, they're banking on the Play Anywhere, right?
Yeah. Well, but here's the thing.
So that's the
Xcloud is going to do the same thing, and Sony is going to do the same thing. And so if I can play my games there where I already have an established community, I already have friends, I have achievements. How about achievements? I'm really surprised nobody has really jumped in on achievements like Xbox. There are games that and I'm not even an achievement hunter, right? But there are games that just because I know achievements are there, and I will accidentally get some as I play it, I don't get on other systems like the Switch, because I don't know because I want to.
Well,
get
you
those
don't even
achievements.
technically get it on PlayStation. You get trophies, which
are an achievement system.
It's an achievement system, but I mean, me personally, I like the number.
Yeah.
And trophies.
And so the gamer score thing, I'm really surprised nobody's jumped on that. It's just it gamifies your gameplay to a greater extent, right?
Yeah. Well, so Todd Stevens in chat is saying Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3 is not exclusive, though.
That's the thing.
They just announced that. That's coming out everywhere.
And by the way, I'm kidding.
Well, I thought it was only coming out on PC.
I'm going to play the crap out of that game. Well, is it only coming out on the PC?
That's what I
I mean,
thought.
I'll get it on the PC then.
I mean, it's done by...
I don't think I'm going to get it on the Stadia.
It's
If it's exclusive, then hell, I'm getting the Stadia. Yeah.
Well, but I think you're right. They have a lot of challenges, and that's why I think
the same developer that made
it's from
Divinity
Larian Studios, which by the way they make a PC game and then they port it over like 6 months later. So, but I don't know. Let me look to make sure. But I thought it was only PC, but Stadia, but that would be PC.
yes,
right?
the core
Divinity-
designs as of now PC and Stadia, but I
Yeah,
think
that's what I
they
thought.
could announce consoles later.
They made Divinity Original Sin, right? So
Yeah.
that's
So
well, Stadia is considered PC, right?
so here's the thing: going in,
politically correct.
Yeah.
going in,
Probably it's Google.
going into E3. Microsoft, the way that the market is right now, they're going to have a chance. They're going to be alone at E3. They're going to make an announcement for their system. I think they have a huge opportunity. I think they're set up to succeed. Like you said, Spicy, I completely agree with you. Google, I think if their platform delivers as they promise, as shown, right? Which I have no reason to believe that it won't. It looks solid. Everybody that's had a chance to play hands-on says it's solid. The problem is there are just too many reasons for me not to go, right? Like I have Game Pass is an amazing value with an amazing service. I know how it works. I get all the Xbox One exclusives there, right? They're just adding their PC Pass to that now as well. I got my friends. I got my gamer score. I got their UI. I got my built-in library, like you said, McSpicy, which now you're not even starting from scratch at a new library. I get all my library. Like it's just carrying over to this next iteration of the Xbox system. So they're really set up to succeed, and I'm really excited to go and see how they present everything. And again, we had this discussion, Jordan, a couple weeks ago where you were you weren't against, but you didn't see necessarily how think it was a good idea to sell the service, the Xbox Live, which is basically what Google's doing, right?
Because my concern was I was worried about like Xbox losing the foothold in the living room, right?
And
I like my console.
Yeah, and I really think that like you can see where it's going. They're going to say, this is, you can play anywhere. You can play on any device that you want. Here's Xbox Live. Here's our service. Here's Game Pass, $10 a month. But if you want the best experience gaming, here's our most powerful console.
Well,
this is for you.
To get the highest fidelity you can, it always has to be local.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, right? Correct? Is that?
Yeah.
Is that? I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
Google Stadia can have great graphics, but you can get better graphics on your local device because it's running right off the hardware.
Well, it's a
correct?
one-to-one connection, a pure one-to-one connection.
Yeah.
So there's no interrupt. There's nothing else that you have to worry about.
It's not going through Colorado and then up through Montana.
Yeah.
And then around down to
Because
Arizona.
That actually brings up another question. I mean, they probably can because they're Google, but I feel like this is kind of a different animal. So Microsoft is a gaming company. They have Xbox servers, so I know they can handle the load. Can Google?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, Google. Yes.
Yeah, they're
the
fine.
Google.
Their whole
How many
infrastructure.
millions
Well, no, I know,
of
but-
videos get uploaded in 1 minute on YouTube, right?
Oh,
Like
I guess you're right. I
millions of
didn't think
hours
the
of
videos. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Google has this.
Yeah, Google
They're-
has nothing to worry about with that.
They're trying to probably fill bandwidth, and this is their idea too. To do that. Yeah. We have so much bandwidth where that's not being utilized. Well, let's build a console.
Here's a thought that I had. Here's a thought that I had
Stuff
too.
guy.
It's the stuff guy.
Here's a thought that I had too, and I think so. Remember the first conference with the Xbox One when they started out tripping out of the gate, so to speak, and I don't think they personally tripped necessarily. I think there was a lot to do about nothing with DRM, right? This now in 2019, we're gonna get DRM via streaming. Like now you can stream everywhere. That's DRM at its ultimate, right? And there won't be a peep. Like it just shows how far gaming has shifted. Maybe back then we just weren't as comfortable with online. Online wasn't as integral to our lives as it is now.
Well,
just 5 years later, 6 years later.
Yeah.
That's basically DRM, right? It's
Well,
the
to go
ultimate-
along
it's
with
the
that,
ultimate
I think.
DRM.
I mean, honestly,
nobody's complaining about Google Stadia, and that's a DRM policy. You have to be online in order to play.
No. I know, but with going back to the whole Microsoft thing, I think as usual, the media made it worse than it was because I don't care who you are. There's been DRM since Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
DRM
there's
back
been
then was
DRM
cartridges.
since
You know what I mean? Like
the original Nintendo.
DRM by the way, everybody, just stands for Digital Rights Management, right? A company like CD Projekt Red. They're funny. They come out and
Atari had it.
yeah, they like CD Projekt Red. I love this company, by the way, I really do. But they came out and like, oh yeah, DRM, it sucks. Yet they, like, of course, yeah. It's just it's a funny thing because of course the companies have DRM because that's how they make money.
I just think it's ironic that 5 years ago,
no.
Well,
that was the big mistake Microsoft made.
I think it's how they presented it.
Yeah,
no,
I
agreed.
agree.
That's how that was
Agreed.
the big.
They didn't focus on the benefits of it.
They didn't
just
focus
mentioned it.
on gaming. They
Yeah.
focused it on
TV.
The Kinect.
the console, which should be about gaming. They focused it on everything else
Yeah.
but gaming. And so I think it was just, I mean, they should have made $1,000 monitor stand instead.
That feels like a cloud.
So Barm wanted to know. So thank you very much, Barm, by the way, for
Oh, did we
writing
not
in.
answer his question?
No, we did.
We had that whole conversation.
what?
We didn't
What is
answer
your
his question.
E3 spectating snack of choice for everybody that's going to be sitting at home watching E3? Spectating
Mountain
snack
Dew.
of choice.
Code red or blue?
Always, Jordan always goes solid with the Mountain Dew. You never switch it up even for something like E3. Little
Red
bit
or blue?
special celebration.
Red or blue?
Red or blue? Okay, spicy.
Code red or voltage. I mean.
Vitamin D milk with Oreos.
Oh, that is solid.
Yeah.
That is solid.
And it depends on if you have a controller in your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's techniques. So what I do, if I'm just casually watching, like, a movie, you can do the dip,
Okay.
and let it soak in and throw it in there. But if you have your controller, that's kind of,
hard.
So you put it in your mouth,
And then swig.
you just put in the milk,
Yeah.
and just sit there and,
Oh,
With your mouth closed.
and let it,
like
And
it.
hopefully you're not in like a GTA cutscene or something, because yeah.
that's dirty. That's the dirty way to do it.
I just have my concubine feed me.
Oh, is that how you do it?
Yeah,
That's your robot's name.
And my robot's name.
Your
yeah.
robot concubine.
My robot concubine.
Do you ever, when you're drinking Oreo or when you're doing the Oreo milk thing, sometimes I'm a little nutty. I just let one slip in there.
Yeah, ooh.
So at the end.
Oh, it's
No.
super.
Yeah.
It's super saturated.
Oh,
with
it's
milk.
so
That's
good.
That's
So
a smart
good.
move.
David drops it in and like gets the
So
chills.
Ooh.
I kind of get that, but I eat so many that all the crumbs
All the
eventually
crumbs are there?
fill up
Yeah,
to the
see?
bottom.
I like that.
and that's the finishing
Oh yeah,
touch.
the finishing
It's like a
touch.
shake.
Oh, it's so good. My gaming.
So I gotta tell you, my brother,
Yeah.
that guy over there.
Larry,
Say-
Larry, Stuff
Larry
guy?
the stuff guy?
Hey, say hi.
Hey, yeah.
There he is.
Oh,
New
hey,
name.
Hey, there he is. His name's James, but we call him Larry the stuff guy. So he made me. I gotta tell you this story. He made me a shake.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
No, do you remember?
It was rough. It was amazing. I probably knocked a few years off your life.
I did not know what was in it until you told me after it was done. So there are these ice cream sandwiches
Was it like
called
weird animal parts?
No, I woke up and I'm like, ooh, I have a genius idea.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
That's
And
how you know it's gonna be a
And
good
I was
day.
the guinea pig, huh?
yeah, you had it first. I didn't even try it because I was afraid.
Usually I get to tell these stories with him in another state. He's just moved back from California. Anyways, so he makes me this shake, and it was like the best shake I've ever. It was like an Oreo shake. It was so good. But what he ended up doing, so there's these things called Fat Boys,
Oh yeah.
and they're ice cream sandwiches, but they're like super powered, unhealthy ice cream
Oh, yeah.
sandwiches.
Yeah,
they're
they're Fat
huge.
Boys.
They're Fat Boys. He put 4 of them.
4. You drank 4 of them in like
4,
one swig.
Not just that.
4 of them,
And hot
he did
sauce.
whole milk,
No, half and half.
half and
I did
half.
half
cream.
and half.
You went cream.
And it was honestly the best drink I've ever it was the best shake I've ever
Was it
had.
like a tranquilizer? Did it just
think-
knock you out?
I had 7,000 calories in about 12 ounces.
Did it just knock you out? You were just like down and out.
I'm like,
It was
James,
incredible.
you got to come over to my house
It
more
was
often. This is
incredible.
amazing. Yeah, he used 4 Fat Boys
So-
and half and half milk.
Dang, that's
Speaking of shakes,
Here's the funny thing too, though, is they were all Mark's Fat Boys. I went into his fridge and just took
took
them
all of
out
them?
of his. I was like, oh, ooh.
he won't care. He'll like this.
he took 4 of them. That was so bad. That was really good. Thanks, James.
So Jordan's got Mountain Dew, solid red and blue. Spicy goes Oreo cookie milk for
Yeah.
his
Oreo.
E3 spectating.
yeah.
I will go Flaming Hot Cheetos. Wait for it with a fork.
Yeah.
With
I like
a fork.
that. Flaming Hot Cheetos
So
are
you don't
amazing.
get your hands
Yeah.
dirty.
You can't get your hands dirty. You can't touch stuff.
Got to protect the controller.
Yeah.
You got to protect the controller. Yeah. People mock me. I do this at work. People mock me. No, sir.
It's like
Well,
eating,
they
Get
mock
that
you
fork.
until they try it, like that Seinfeld episode.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I came up
it's
with
like
the idea.
eating your Snickers with the knife
With the
and
knife
fork.
and fork, and then everyone does it.
Yeah.
They should come with it. Jordan, weren't you telling me in Japan they come with like finger
Oh yeah.
gloves?
No, yeah, there's certain foods I've seen them like the plate comes and then there's like finger gloves. I can't remember if it was Japan or someone else. I don't know the country, but I've seen it.
I like
They
that.
come.
That's
yeah,
genius.
And then you just put your fingers in. And
That's genius. And then you're protected.
Here,
It's
I'm
finger
gonna-
protection.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, that's protection for your fingers. There's no cross disease on those tips.
E3, guys, we're really excited. We will be there. The meetup for E3. If we have a E3 Discord channel that just went up. So everybody that's going to E3, everyone that's going to be there, jump into that on Discord. Coordinate meetups. Our meetup is at 7:30 Pacific time at the Shake Shack. Wait, what is it? Where are we going? It's not the Shake Shack. I forget the name of the place. It's a burger joint.
Guys, they're called finger naps.
Finger naps.
And they're right here.
Oh, look at those things. I love them.
I'll be honest, that looks kind of disgusting. It looks like somebody dipped their hand in wax.
It works,
Smash
though.
Burger. There we go. We're going to meet at Smash Burger.
Which is right across from
Microsoft Theater.
Yeah.
7:30 Pacific. If you're in the area, come join us if you've heard this.
Have we made a Discord channel?
We have a Discord channel with E3. So if you're there around in the area, jump into that E3 channel and let us know. Hey, here we are.
We're working on an app.
Working on an app? No,
Yeah,
we're not.
We're absolutely.
Should be ready next year.
Yeah,
Right.
And with that, let's get this show on the road.
Oh gosh. Why do you do that? Here, I'm going to press this.
Keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. But you didn't even give me like a half. Thanks, David.
You're welcome.
I thought we were professionals.
Jordan, tell us what is happening in the world that is Xbox One this week.
You're probably going to be surprised, but there's some bombs.
Oh, bombs.
Some bombs and a
Some
half.
major bombs.
Let's go ahead and start out with Destiny, probably the biggest one of the story and one of my favorites of this week. So Destiny announced their new expansion coming later. I believe it's this September. It's called Shadowkeep. First of all,
Boom.
Cool name. Good
That is a
stuff,
cool
guy.
name. I like that.
Also, their stuff guy was on fire because I'm going to start out with my favorite feature of this new expansion.
Okay, tell me.
Cross.
Wait, this is their first expansion without Activision,
Without
or does this want
Activision.
to carry over from Activision?
Well, Activision's not with them anymore, so they can do whatever they want.
Oh, okay. Got
Maybe
it.
they started it with Activision,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they finished it without them.
But they finished it without him, baby.
Cross save.
Oh, that is awesome.
So I
Cross
have this
saves
game
across platforms.
at my work. They bought us Destiny 2 was on sale, so everybody at my work has Destiny 2 on Blizzard.net, Bungie's platform,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
And some people playing stuff, but I didn't really get into it on the PC because I had to start all over. Right?
What's the point?
It's gonna cross save, and they specifically said whether you're playing on PlayStation, Xbox, or PC, your save will carry over
Genius.
with you.
That is huge.
Very,
That's so
very cool.
I mean, it's 2019. It should be everywhere.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Amen to
very
that.
cool. So, but yeah, we're going back to the moon with this one. With Eris, there's gonna be new story, new missions, new dungeon, new raid. Some of the bad guys are so basically the bad guys they're nightmares is what they're calling them, right?
Okay.
They did say that this expansion is gonna be very like. Well, I gotta find it in here. I should have highlighted it, but they talked about it being more like a horror type thing. Like it's gonna be deep.
Wait, a horror or a horror?
Horror.
Oh, okay. That keeps the rating
There's gonna be a horror in this one.
from adult.
So Eris is back.
It does sound the
There's a
same
horror.
when you say that. Say
Wait.
it again. Horror.
They're gonna have a
Horror or whore?
Horror.
Wait,
Horror.
yeah, you say
Horror.
He blurs them together.
say
Horror.
Wait, no,
Horror.
say it how you normally would say it.
Horror.
Okay, that sounds
No,
good. That
no.
one
Now
sounded
you
good.
see.
Yeah.
Now he knows.
Yeah, that
now
one
he's
sounded
thinking
good.
about it.
That one sounded good.
You know what? Never mind. Yeah, stupid. Keep going.
Anyway,
Horror.
yeah, horror. So
No, see, he did it.
Yeah,
He
you
just
did
said
it again.
horror.
Yeah, you did.
You said horror.
You like slur it a little.
So it's the
Horror.
horror version of this game.
Yeah.
Now you can cross your saves.
So yeah, here we go. Cross-save capabilities that will allow you to transfer your Destiny 2 characters between platforms. That means you will be able to freely, because we like freedom, be able to move between PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC, and Google Stadia.
Boom.
So
I like it.
which is very cool. Shadowkeep will also make new changes to Destiny 2 with their sounds like they're really pushing the RPG elements.
Yeah.
They're calling this game an MMO now,
Ooh.
right?
Officially.
So Bungie is referring to Destiny 2 as an MMO and embracing connotations that term brings, allowing the developers to insist that players should,
Yeah, I like that a
So-
lot. Yeah, accept who you are, man. That's what you are. A hybrid
Are
MMO.
they, though?
A hybrid
They
I would
MMO.
really
call
are.
them a hybrid MMO.
Yeah.
Or an HMMO.
Well, really, MMO stands for massively multiplayer online, so technically, like, Dauntless is an MMO. Destiny, I guess, would be an MMO. MMO has just had the term because of, like, games like World of Warcraft and stuff like that. When I think of an MMO, I think of, like, World of Warcraft and stuff like that, right? But
Yeah.
technically, it does just stand for massive multiplayer online, so...
But is it, though? I mean, there's a lot of people playing it online, but do you really get to play with 50 people?
No.
So it's not that massive.
No.
It's MMO light, like Poker Fraud says.
MMO Lite.
It's MMO light.
So yeah.
Okay, continue.
But anyway, yeah. So they're talking about these enemies' nightmares, right? Which means there'll be new enemies, which is cool. But some old enemies that we know kind of coming back from the dead, such as Gull.
Oh, Gull. Okay,
Who started the fire at my office?
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
the only one that survived.
This is
He's
true.
the only one that survived the
He is the
fire.
only one that
Gull.
survived.
And I believe it was Crota as well.
Okay, Crota is
Oryx's
cool.
son.
Yeah.
Well, Crota was kind of a bee. Oryx was a man.
Well, here's the thing. I think they're bringing them back to make them men because Gaul even when, well, no, because when you fight Gaul at the
They're
end,
going to have the surgery.
yeah, when you fight Gaul at the when you fight Gaul at the end, that's a very disappointing battle.
Yeah, it really was. But leading up to that, like
Leading up, he is a badass, and you're thinking this is going to be so hard. It's
Yeah.
going to be so hard to beat him, and then 5 minutes later, it's like, all right, I'm done with the game.
yeah.
Yeah.
So bringing back Gaul, smart move. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, Shadowkeep will also be a standalone piece of content that does not require owning any past Destiny 2 expansions to play and going forward.
Wow.
Very good.
That's good.
Now that's past Destiny 2 expansions. So I think
Wait,
you
is
still
there
need.
fine print again that's going to
Yeah.
piss me off?
No, well, I think you still have to have Destiny 2.
Yeah, you
the
have to have
game.
the base game,
You just don't.
obviously,
Have,
but-
you can just
That
skip
doesn't-
this
But
expansions
that's not
in between.
standalone then.
Well,
Did they use
standalone
the term
expansion.
standalone?
Well, yeah, no. So where are we at? So Shadowkeep will also be a standalone piece of content that does not require owning any
Why I don't like
any
that they use
past
the word
Destiny 2 expansions to play, and going forward, all additional
No, it's
content
just
will
a
be
standalone
standalone
expansion.
No, a standalone game means
and available a la carte.
like Far Cry, Blood.
Well, how else would you say that you don't have to own the other expansions to have this game?
You say it like that.
Or you say it's an expansion that stands
This is
alone.
why I got confused before with these guys. They're using term. Well, I guess they call themselves an MMO, so I guess I would expect it. But I don't like that they use that terminology. That confuses me.
Here, I wanna
NBD.
Standalone means to stand alone. You don't need anything else.
read this paragraph to you because this kind of like explains the stuff about it, right? So Shadowkeep is all about the nightmares, which are versions of villains that players have defeated throughout their Destiny careers. Now, this is Destiny 1 and 2. They're bringing kind of stuff back from both of them, right? Crota, one of the raid bosses from Destiny 1, figuring out how to deal with these enemies in a different way, right? Gull is going to be one of them, of course, Destiny 2's boss. And here it goes. Shadowkeep's story is not sticking to the... Well, let's see... I just lost my spot. Okay, here we go. Sorry. We're back.
That's okay.
I'm really good at my job here. Developers also said Shadowkeep will amp up the psychological horror.
Very good. Very good. I like
So
it.
that's what I was telling you about earlier. So
Okay, very cool.
and
I
we are
like it.
going back to the moon.
Hey, can I say something? Standalone. It's an adjective.
Is it not a noun?
No, it's
It's not a verb.
no. It says adjective.
Oh, okay.
And it's pronounced stand alone.
Participle?
No. Okay. Let me just say what the definition is. Of computer hardware or software able to operate independently of other hardware or software.
They just hyphen it right there like Loyal Doyle.
You know,
standalone hyphen expansion.
It
So
sounds
they
more
make
like
it-
a verb.
They make it
'cause
one
they're-
word.
Why do they say stuff like this? That upsets me. Because it's not standalone, but they say standalone.
But you don't need the other expansions. I get it, but I get why you would be confused.
They're using terminology specifically to give the impression that it is better than what it is. I don't like that.
I think that's marketing.
Lying? That's a lie.
Isn't that-
That is a lie.
Well, no, because the expansion
Have
is
you ever seen an
standalone from
infomercial?
other expansions.
Yeah, you know what? I think you might be right. But at the same time, I don't like that they're lying to me. I consider that a straight up lie.
All this is
It's
just,
worded in a way that's like, well, it could mean many things.
all game trailers are short infomercials.
Well, yeah.
That's all they are.
Okay.
They
Let's bring it back to the point. They use the word standalone.
No, they
and it's-
overpromise and underdeliver.
Oh.
You know?
Well, that's a depressing life we live.
Yeah, but they also use the word expansion, which
They do say
See,
standalone expansion.
But they didn't have to use the word standalone. the standalone expansion.
Maybe this expansion takes place in a different multiverse.
Oh,
Somebody snapped their
they're bringing
fingers.
the multiverse back.
Yeah, Goal snapped his fingers.
before
Now we
that.
have
Yeah,
we
so-
have a
Okay,
multiverse.
moving
All right,
on.
moving on. Sorry, I feel like I stumbled through this one, but I'm
No,
not
you're
going to
good.
stumble through the next one
No, you
because
won't.
check this out. This is kind of for both of you. I think you'll both kind of come to a
Appreciate
mutual
this?
agreement on
Okay.
this because it's got a little George R.R. Martin and it's got a little Dark Souls.
Okay, I can
Okay,
appreciate
okay.
this.
So-
Go ahead.
From Software
I like
is
From
coming out with a
Software.
new game. This leaked.
I
It's
like
called
leaks.
Elden Ring. First of all,
Like
it's a
Elder
cool name.
Scrolls?
No, Elden. Like
Okay.
Elden.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Ring.
Yeah.
Elden Ring.
So like a Lord of the Rings. Is this gonna be a Lord of the Rings From Software?
I don't know. I think it's going to be about some guy named Elden.
Okay. I got it.
No. Anyway, but it's a basically collaboration from Software and George R.R. Martin.
They'll
George
just,
R.R.
ta-
Martin
they'll just
helped him
take
write
his
it.
storytelling, which would be really cool,
Mhm.
and throw it into a game, a From Software game, nonetheless.
Honestly, I think they're a really good fit for each other because I think he's weird and they're weird.
Oh yeah. Oh, there'll be boobs in this game. There will be no doubt.
Yeah.
This will be From Software boobs. It'll be the first one.
Yeah, you don't want to see those.
Those
Yeah,
are
those,
gonna be
yeah.
messed
So
up.
they won't necessarily be appealing,
They'll just be there.
but they'll probably be giant, and they'll probably one hit kill you. You know,
What's so funny is I can't argue that.
Yeah,
It's going to
yeah.
happen.
that's a fact.
Imagine the boss fights in this game.
That's just the fact.
No, all we know, we literally know nothing about this game other than
That
George
they're working
R.R.
together?
Martin and From Software came together to make a game. There is a poster or like a advertisement, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It's
It looks
called-
cool.
Like I said, Elden Ring, and then it's got this on it. But From Software makes fantastic games. I don't think there's a game they made that I don't like. And George R.R. Martin just writes stuff.
He's
you
good
know?
at telling stories.
Yeah, he's
Well
good at telling
done.
stories.
That's
so
exciting.
We're getting other people to write his
well,
stories
what's
for him.
really exciting
And then-
about this one?
and then letting them take the fall for their crappy ending, and then saying the books will be completely different. That he's not going to finish because now he's working on other material.
Like
Let's
Elden
just
Ring.
Want the last book?
Elden Ring.
Maybe he has a bunch of material already. He's just like, hey, just use this. Here, I wrote this when I was
Of course,
5.
he's got a bunch of material. He's been writing stories
For forever?
Like forever.
Well, no, this
This
is
guy
really
takes-
exciting because I feel like Sekiro really brought the story to the forefront as
Yeah.
opposed
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the Dark Souls. I mean, the Dark Souls game have a lot of lore,
agree.
but Sekiro kind of brought it to the player instead
It
of
was
the player
their
having to go
first
to it, right?
super story.
Yeah, yeah.
Heavy in your face.
No, yeah,
story.
exactly. So imagine this one with a very talented story writer and then a very talented game developer, right? I mean, I
That's
think
exciting
it's going to be a
times.
good one.
That's very
So.
exciting.
Other big one this week, especially for anybody who likes this game, FIFA 20.
Boom. Release date. It's been confirmed.
Yep, and it's September 27th.
Boom.
Which is very, very cool.
I'm excited. I'm gonna
Also,
get good at this
big
game.
one.
Their online is so fun. FIFA's online is fantastic.
Gears 5, Gears of War 5, whatever you want to call it, Gears 5, has been confirmed for
This fall.
this fall.
So that means we're
So-
going to see it at E3. That's very exciting. It's not just going to be Gears Pop. It's going to be Gears 5. We're going to see the full thing.
I really hope something like
full
that
gameplay.
happens again because I want to be a part of a crowd that gets like super hyped and then no.
Oh, there'll be one thing.
You know?
There'll be one thing that happens.
Because that's like my
You can't-
favorite
you can't
story.
avoid it.
'cause, like,
For instance,
it
in the
just sounds
place
hilarious.
in the PlayStation one, it was the horn guy. You got
Oh,
hyped
yeah.
up for that horn guy, and then he just went away.
That's really true.
Like, what is this? They've got to have a cool game with this horn guy.
Well, remember the
Then he just
drum
went.
where they just hit the snare? Doosh.
Oh, remember the windpipes as you walked into the
Oh, yeah.
stage.
We're talking about last year's Sony E3. It was really,
my
you should
favorite.
go watch
My
it.
favorite part is the guy right at the end.
Well, they
And
show
he
the camera.
Yeah,
It's like, wait, is it
he's like looking around,
is
clapping.
it done? Are we moving theaters again?
I love how they showed the audiences they hunk.
Very cool. Though Gears
Yeah, so
5,
Gears 5,
there's
I
one-
guess over at the Microsoft Theater they have posters up, and Gears 5 was one of them, and it said this fall. right,
There's one
which is
we're gonna
really
see,
cool.
baby. Boom.
Another big one here, guys. Elsewhere has dropped. This is the next chapter in Elder Scrolls Online.
Elder Scrolls Online.
And it is a part of the Year of the Dragon. And I really like that they're doing this. It keeps the story, cohesive,
Yeah.
straight. So this year, they're doing basically one big story arc. You're going to have your DLC, which we already got earlier this year, the Elsewhere expansion, and then you're going to have 2 more DLCs later this year that all kind of follow the same storyline, which is really cool, really exciting. The new zone looks really cool. And, of course, dragons. fighting dragons.
Oh, you gotta love that. Anytime there's dragons, it increases the value of your game. But
Very,
when you have
very
dragons
cool.
fighting dragons, whoa.
We also got Apex.
Hey, wait, can I
Legend-
bring up something with Elder Scrolls that I thought was really interesting?
Yes.
Elder Scrolls Online. So Todd Howard did an interview at the beginning of this week. I don't know if the interview was at the beginning of this week. It's probably over the weekend. But the news story came out at the beginning of this week, and he talked a lot about Fallout. And he said we knew that this game was going to have some issues. It's the first time that we've done a game like this. And I'm paraphrasing here. It's the first time we've
You're
done a
talking
game.
about 76, right?
76, Fallout 76. It's the first time we've done a game like this. Always live, always online. It's new for us here, so we knew that there were some issues. He said we got a lot of criticism. A lot of those criticisms were valid. We're improving. He says, but I look to a game that we put out like Elder Scrolls, where Elder Scrolls launched and it didn't get the best publicity necessarily. It wasn't an MMO powerhouse, but
Yeah,
over
you guys-
time,
yeah.
with continuous support, it's one of the most played games on all
yeah.
platforms. Right?
They stick with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think and hopefully our website doesn't get hacked. I don't think Fallout 76 was a bad game, and I think there's a lot of, how do you say it?
Potential.
Well, yeah, no, I think there's a lot of potential. I think there's a lot of hate that maybe misdirected hate towards it.
Well, I think maybe people didn't know what to expect.
No,
And-
yeah,
in
you're
the,
right,
in
you're
the
right.
respect that they probably were projecting their own expectations on that game,
Yeah.
and when it didn't deliver those expectations,
Because I feel
naturally you're
like
gonna be
I feel like
disappointed.
Todd Howard's been taking a lot of flack, and I still think he's a very talented game.
Well, I
developer,
just
you
thought
know?
because I had never you forget that Elder Scrolls did not have the best launch necessarily, but as it's been supported over time,
Mark hated it.
they've really
I didn't
really
hate
righted the ship.
I thought the game was fine. It was just buggy.
Yeah,
I like.
Well, and they
I like
had
the crafting was awesome.
and they had
There's
feet.
a lot of really.
It
good,
wasn't the Assassin's Creed bugs that you like. It was the
It was the you were fighting people that were invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
Well, if
good.
you remember, they had features that really kind of broke the world in not being able to play with your friends and stuff. For instance, zones. You couldn't go to different zones. Now they have
Yeah.
that one server,
One
right?
Tamriel,
and as
yeah.
they and I just thought it was interesting that's how his view for Fallout 76, and I just think that's I thought that was a cool analysis, and I think that they can write the ship for Fallout 76 too.
yeah,
But you forget about that with Elite, or not Elite, with Elder Scrolls Online.
yeah, definitely.
There you go.
So
Sea of Thieves. He also brought up Sea of Thieves, which is one that's, I mean, there's something in a similar vein.
yeah, agreed.
Which you guys just finished. The last mission. McSpicy.
The Tall Tales.
Yeah.
Telltales. You finished the game.
Yeah.
And hey, man. Yeah, it was fun.
And you got a blowjob, I heard, in the game.
I can't believe. You
I know. I didn't know. I didn't know we were going to talk about
Well, that,
No,
now you
I
can
did
explain
not.
the story.
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
didn't.
gonna let Jordan because I can't like that after what you just said.
Wait,
You were
am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Okay.
The boss had moves that.
Okay,
So we were playing
okay.
with Blake.
Oh, we're
Barber
going to
Blake.
mention his name too.
Yeah,
We're
oh,
gonna-
sorry. He's the one who said it.
Okay, yeah.
He's the one who
alright,
said it. He said the boss like slams down and he blows everyone back.
And
he
I don't.
said-
It just. You know, how, like when you get
he yelled.
tongue.
Yeah, he yelled. He's doing the blowy job.
It's a blowy job. He blow jobbed me or something like that. We just
Gosh,
like we.
I can't believe you said that on the show.
And so you all got blowjobbed by a bad guy.
Well,
In Sea of Thieves.
it made the
We're done.
fight.
a boss fight.
It made the fight a lot funner.
We were laughing our heads off
it
the
was
entire
pretty funny.
time
Yeah.
because he blew everyone back a lot.
I
You
got
know,
it, I
just
got it.
because you get
He just kept doing it.
over and over. And then we were having conversations like we were thinking how long he was by himself in this cave.
Because he's a skeleton.
He's a skeleton.
He's been there a long time.
Yeah.
And it was locked. Like
It was locked.
you guys don't know this, but to get to where he was, like he didn't have any companionship because you went through a lot of. It
Yeah.
took us a couple hours to get there.
He definitely was running solo for a very long time. And so while we're fighting this boss, like this is our discussion as we
Yeah.
were laughing our heads off.
we
So,
came up with a whole lore behind
way
it,
to
which we might submit to Rare.
way to just throw that out there out of context.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do. Sometimes I just like to toss a grenade and walk away.
That's
You know?
what you did
That's what I
right there.
did.
On a family friendly
Spicy.
stream.
I hear you're playing Sea of Thieves and you got a blowjob.
This is family friendly. Gosh,
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
We gotta
change that rating
rating,
now
yeah.
for this specific episode.
I think we're good because we explained it in context.
Yeah, and if you're under,
Eventually.
you're right. Yeah, little kids don't know
It
what I
was
mean.
so like that moment was so funny. It was a really fun
Just
fight.
when you get tongue tied.
well, because then you're just sitting there
and you
for
can't
the rest
help,
of the fight.
You can't help
we,
but say it.
We kept saying what it was every time he was about to do it.
Call out the ability, you know.
you got to call out this poor man who's
BJ,
been alone.
BJ, he's about to drop the BJ.
Yeah, we would. That's seriously, because it is a powerful move.
It is.
That's
you know what I'm
hilarious.
saying?
That's hilarious. Makes you. It
We
knocks
actually
you-
thought it was a little broken at times.
It was because he was way too powerful with that. You know,
BJ.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
You can say BJ.
MBJ. Isn't that the mind?
MBJ, mind
Yeah.
blowjob.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, let's move on. Thanks, David.
We're gonna-
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
To drop
I
the
thought-
grenade and walk
I thought
away.
that was just an
I think we're
interesting
going to get
story.
kicked out of the conference on Sunday.
Okay. Sorry.
just right out
Apex.
of nowhere.
Apex Legends has double experience weekend. And I keep saying a lot.
That's okay. It's okay. I just like hearing your voice.
That's what people tell me.
Yeah. Apex Legends double XP weekend.
Friday, June 7th, which is today.
I like double
For
XP
me.
weekends. I need some more double XP weekends in.
Who doesn't?
But I need
Red Dead?
In Red Dead. Yeah, because I'm trying to level up. And
dude,
that
their
that
XP
game is a grind
It's
to
a
level.
grind, yeah.
When I don't think you should try to level up when you're streaming.
No, you definitely shouldn't because, well, yeah, no, you definitely shouldn't. I don't even think it's possible. You either have an entertaining stream or you level up.
Well, because when we tried, I hopped in. And
Oh,
did
we
it
were
with
getting
you.
sniped.
Yeah, stream sniping
sniped.
like crazy. It made it so we couldn't.
Dude, let me tell you though, don't
Stream sniping,
Don't
huh?
let Spicy drive your horse, or don't ride on the back of Spicy's horse. He's gonna kill you.
No, I'm not.
He legit.
I'm a good
Even
driver.
I would be like riding ahead last night as we're playing. I'd be like way far ahead, and next thing I know, like it goes silent, and then there's like giggling in the background, and then that giggling turns into full out laughter, and it's Spicy recording his clips of him falling off his horse or riding his horse into into a rock off a cliff.
I run my horse. I run my horses hard.
Yeah, you do.
I
You
really do.
You get the most out of them.
I have a whole bunch of clips I got to show you.
Then
Yeah,
Viper,
buddy.
then Viper jumped into our posse.
And he
The
told me he
community.
didn't want to ride with me anymore.
Yeah, he did. He said he's gonna Uber it instead. No, but he wrote in and Spicy lassoed him. And he was laying on the ground. And I just shot him in the face.
Red Dead's a great
Dude,
game.
that Red Dead Online is on point.
Well, they've really
with
it's
the fun
really
factor.
it's really fun. They've done a good job.
They've
with
done a
it,
really
so.
good job.
So, but yeah, so Apex Legends. How did we get on to Red? Oh yeah, Double XP weekend.
Double XP.
So,
I need
Double
that in
XP
Red Dead
weekend, which
Redemption
starts Friday, June 7th, which is today, goes all the way through Monday, June 10th, which is Monday, June 10th.
Yeah.
But you can also get legendary skins, new skins, stuff like that. So it's a really cool weekend event, and Double XP. Why not?
Boom.
Why
There
not
you
give
go.
it a shot? And of course, I don't know if you guys knew this, but E3 is next week.
Yes, it is.
And
That's
there's
why we're talking
actually
about it.
quite a lot going on. But just so everybody knows, there's a lot of conferences, and I got the names and times and dates for you. So
Okay.
starting off tomorrow.
Let's do the big ones. EA
Well,
Saturday.
Those
tomorrow.
are all the big
Boom.
ones.
Okay, there you
yeah,
go.
they're only the big ones.
Okay, there we go.
So EA tomorrow, Saturday at 9 a.m.
9
This is
a.m.
all in Pacific time, I believe. So 9 a.m. Pacific time. Xbox, the one we're excited for. Well, I'm excited
Oh.
for all of them, but most excited for Xbox. Sunday, the 9th at 1 p.m. Pacific time. Then you got Bethesda. Maybe get a little Wolfenstein. Did you see that trailer, by the
Ooh,
way?
I did. Yes, I
Yeah,
did.
the E3 trailer, very
Ooh.
good. Sunday as well at 5:30.
5:20?
I'm going to say 5:30.
Okay.
Because I don't know why you pick 5:20.
You'll be 10 minutes late.
Yeah.
Let's say 5:30.
They're doing it at 5:20.
Yeah, that's weird. It's
Yeah, it's like-
Bethesda because they're gonna have a rock concert for the first 10 minutes.
Oh, that's so great! It was so awesome.
Dude, that guy has to party hard. You better be
I've
all
said this.
in.
I don't like concert crap at game studios, but that changed my mind.
Dude, that guy.
that
That's how
man's
you do it.
performance.
Well, the best was the audience just not
Just
reacting.
sitting there. Yeah.
And he didn't care. Like, this
he
was
was
his
like-
big moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so good.
One I'm really excited for, because I think they're going to have... I think they're going to drop some bombs on us, and that's Ubisoft. I'm really excited for Ubisoft this year.
They've got new game rumored. They're not going to show off Skull and Bones. They've talked about that. That's not being shown off.
I heard rumors about Watch Dogs maybe taking place in London.
That has actually been confirmed. Watchdog London, dystopian London.
The rumor confirmed. Another rumor confirmed it. Is that?
Yeah.
Another rumor.
A rumor
confirmed
confirmed a rumor.
rumor.
It's been confirmed. That's
Good,
happening
good.
in
That's
London.
rumorception.
Watchdogs London.
No, I
Rumorception.
know they're not coming out with an Assassin's Creed this year, but maybe we can get an idea of what the next one will be next year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How
But
about
so
Square Enix though? Square Enix is announcing a
oh,
new
that
game.
one, guys, that one I'm super excited
Yeah,
for.
a new IP.
Sorry, Ubisoft is Monday at 1 p.m. Square Enix, I'm excited not only for the new IP, but they're going to show off Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Oh yeah.
and I think it's going to release this year.
Okay.
I'm
I'll hold you to it.
Unfortunately, and what I don't mean to say unfortunately, but I mean it comes to the PlayStation first,
Okay.
I believe. So I'm gonna have to buy it there and play it, and then play it again on the Xbox and get the achievements. But yeah, and new game. Well, and aren't they showing off the Marvel game as well? The new Marvel game? They are.
Yes, they are. That's right. And we don't know what it is exactly. The Avengers.
Yeah, the Avengers one.
That's right.
I think it's going to be... I'm kind of hoping for another Ultimate Alliance
for sure. Yeah.
But I'm also kind of hoping for like something else.
Yeah.
You know?
I really like Ultimate Alliance.
So Square Enix is also Monday at 6 p.m. And then Tuesday is just a personal fan favorite of mine because they always deliver for me.
Yeah.
And that's Nintendo. And they're Tuesday at 9 a.m. So busy weekend. And then E3 actually starts on Tuesday. It's kind of funny how like they come sooner and sooner each year. It's kind of like Black Friday with E3.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It just happens sooner and sooner each year.
That it does.
So
it's very exciting. Now, everybody, if you want to join us, you can join us over on mixer.com/X1Bros. The community is going to be there. We're going to be streaming all of these live as well. Just come hang out with everybody. Join the community. It'll be the best place to watch it because
we're awesome.
We're all together, and it's just always a good time, each one of those. So there you go. For each one of those times. And let's take it to the last segment of our show. The last one before E3. Could not be more excited. This is the portion of the show where we take your questions. If you'd like to submit a question, you can do so each and every single week over on Patreon. In order to submit a question, you just need to subscribe to us there. $3 or more gets you access to the mailbag, support the show, and the community. The community?
That's good, close enough.
Yeah, the community.
Horror.
By joining our weekly mailbag over at patreon.com/positivegaming or x1bros.com and hit the support tab at the top of the page. Let's start with Poker Fraud's question.
Oh, Poker Fraud.
Poker Fraud says, how do you think game streaming services like Xcloud and Stadia will affect the ISP market? Will it change prices, speeds, data caps, etc.? Can't wait to see some awesome video from you guys at E3. I hope to join you next year. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much, Poker Fraud. I think this is a really good question. How do we think games going to streaming, is that going to disrupt the ISP world, right? The ISP market. Jordan is in that market. He works for an internet service provider.
Yeah.
Jordan, do you think this is going to change anything?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to do what Netflix did.
Okay.
Because Netflix did change everything,
Yeah.
right? When they did streaming. But the thing is actually like playing games online, and Mark can correct me if I'm wrong, because I know he knows a lot about this too. Playing games online doesn't take as much bandwidth as you think it does.
Yeah, because just packets.
Yeah,
that
like
are being sent,
if I were
right?
to play Overwatch with Mark and my wife was watching
Whoa.
Netflix, my wife would actually be using more bandwidth than I would.
Well,
Yeah,
but wait
for
a
sure.
minute. When you're streaming the entire, well, because the processing is still happening somewhere on a GPU somewhere that you just don't have, so it's sending the same information, right?
Well, so gaming without streaming is very different.
Yeah.
Gaming with streaming is, I think they're sending it with the H.264 codec. It really is like a live stream, right? Yeah. So that is going to take more bandwidth because they're actually sending a 4K, possibly HDR signal, and that's going to be sucking up a lot more bandwidth.
And I imagine Xcloud is going to have similar requirements for this, but at least for Google Stadia, to have the 4K 60 frames per second HDR, 30 down.
Oh man, you're right.
35.
I actually wasn't even thinking about
They
that.
said 35 in their presentation.
Oh, well, there's a chart and it says 30. At least, 30 is the recommendation. So 35
Okay.
is probably
35
safe,
megs?
the safe
Yeah.
side.
megabits?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 20 gives you 60 frames a second at 20 or 15 or something. But the minimum recommendation is 10, and that's 720.
Yeah.
30 frames, no HDR.
Yeah. Yeah, because a 4K video stream takes like 20 megs ish, right? From
Sure.
like Netflix and stuff, right? So that makes sense. Yeah.
So Jordan doesn't think it'll disrupt it.
Well, no,
as much
actually,
as like
no.
a Netflix did.
I'm actually a moron because you're right. Because I was thinking of it as how we play it today.
If it
not
was just
how
standard,
we play. Yeah.
it doesn't send a lot of packets.
Yeah. Because if I were to play Overwatch on my Xbox, all the processing is on my Xbox, and the internet's not using that much. So never mind.
Well,
I think it will change. Well,
I think we're moving away. Can I let me state my thing, if that's okay, and then Mark, I'm sure, has something to follow up with it. I think what you're going to say probably will capitalize on what I've been saying.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I think data caps are immoral.
I agree 100%.
You want to give me applause? Give me
Yeah,
applause right
I'm going to say
Exclusive.
I don't know.
There you go.
We'll do
In San
exclusive.
Diego,
Hey,
we're all
there you
data
go.
cap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
way bad in San Diego.
yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad everywhere.
Yeah.
Like anywhere there's data caps, it cripples every. I hate it.
And I think the more that we consume our entertainment via streaming, whatnot, including video games, I don't think ISPs are going to be able to survive with data caps. For instance, I moved from a data cap, Comcast, to a non-data cap. Love it. Never had a complaint. And I will never go back. If you say your data cap, I'm not going there. Now, what sucks is in places where you don't have options, but I think options will arise because the entertainment industry, it's all moving that direction. So I think it's going to have that kind of disruptive effect. I think the effect is going to benefit us as gamers. Spicy.
Well, I mean, now that you mentioned, I had other things to say, but you brought up data caps, and it pisses me off. I've literally had a conversation right at that front door, good 2-hour conversation with a Comcast rep, arguing with him. He's trying to defend Comcast, and I let him have it in a very polite way.
Yeah.
Because I know it's not his fault, but he was defending data caps.
Yeah, don't defend data caps.
It's so wrong. It's fake.
It's gouging. I think I personally believe it's consumer gouging.
It's like me, it's like somebody charging me for rain on my grass.
Yeah.
Anyways, I won't get into that. What I was going to say is how something like this will affect the internet as it is right now is because of gaming. Gaming has always pushed the boundary of every aspect of how the internet works. You have Netflix because of gaming, because we keep pushing the limit. We keep pushing the limit. The internet is going to naturally improve because of this.
Yeah.
And it always has pushed it further and further and further ahead.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
So we talk a lot about like your download for all this stuff.
Sure.
But with gaming, especially, the other important speed factor would be your latency, right?
Yeah.
So
well, your controller,
because your latency is going to play a big factor.
Oh yeah,
especially if you're
definitely.
streaming a multiplayer game.
That's the part that Google in their presentation, they actually mentioned, they briefly kind of hinted towards this. They say we have created an infrastructure that allows for this
Lower latencies.
Well, yeah. So I don't know how they're going to do it with some.
To my understanding,
some
it's
providers.
basically a node that you are connected directly to. So you're not going, like your packets aren't bouncing around, right? It's a one-to-one almost. And your controller is not connected to your device. Your controller is on Wi-Fi connected to that server that you're playing on, right? Like through Wi-Fi. It's a Wi-Fi controller. It's not a Bluetooth controller.
And that's why you want 5G on that controller.
Yeah.
Because you don't want,
yeah.
because
Interface.
2.4 has way more interference.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be cooking popcorn and your controller's
Is
going
there
to be
going
going
to be
haywire.
an Ethernet plug on that truck
There
controller?
is. So not on the controller,
That'd be
but
cool if you could.
on
the dongle,
Chromecast.
right? Or
On
the Chromecast.
Which is funny how they worded it. I actually think Stadia is not going to be targeting gamers. I think it's going to be a lot more casual people who they're going to be targeting.
Okay.
Just because of the verbiage on how they said it. I don't have it in front of me, but it said something like, we added an Ethernet port to the Chromecast just in case there's bad Wi-Fi. And
Interesting.
that a normal, I mean,
gamer
that makes sense.
Just wants a direct connection.
Direct
anyways,
connection,
yeah.
right? Yeah, we know that we want a direct connection. We want that, line.
You want a direct connection over Wi-Fi anytime you can.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
The fact that they said it that way, and that wasn't word for words. That was just kind of, saying that tells me that it's marketing towards a different audience than say us.
Yeah.
But they were using games that we would play, right? So I don't know. I think Stadia has a lot of challenges ahead. They're entering an interesting market. There's no exclusives that I know of. Why would we jump ship, or why would any
Sony
console
or Nintendo.
Yeah, why would we jump ship? It must be targeting casuals, but they're targeting them
your
with
Play Store people, right?
It's really interesting. I don't know. I don't know the science of it, but it's.
Regardless, it's super exciting. I think we're going to see changes in internet. We're going to see changes in gaming. That's a great point that you made, Spicy, that gaming has pushed the boundaries of...
It's the reason people have Netflix. They don't know that.
Well, even I was having this discussion with someone, and I don't remember who it was. I apologize. But I was having this discussion just saying that I think as gamers, we have a natural advantage because we're using technology that is that is just more advanced, more ahead of everybody, i.e. even something as simple as Discord, right? Discord is superior communication method than almost anything out there, right? And nobody else is using it, but since we're gamers, we're in that scene already.
Yeah.
Same with streaming, stuff like that.
No.
But
you remember the old days of the internet when we were playing
when you couldn't pick up the phone and play a game at the same time?
Yeah. Well, yeah. The reason we we were the ones who pushed. We were the ones who pushed it
You had
past
2 phone lines.
We pushed DSL. We pushed a T1. We pushed all these. We pushed all this forward.
Yeah.
And the internet exists because of us geeks that have pushed the limits. We wanted it better. And now people just don't know that that's where you have an infrastructure that can handle that kind of bandwidth, like for Netflix and Hulu and anything that people
you need to stream.
Yeah.
I love it. Great question. Thank you very much, Poker Fraud, for writing in. That was a fantastic question. Lucas Kassiker is who we're going to end with here. His question is, I am dying with excitement about Gears 5. Gears of War is my favorite franchise ever.
Good franchise.
It's what made me come back to single-player video games after years of only playing PC MMOs. My question is the following, and we'll start with you, Jordan. How would you feel about Gears of War branching off into other styles of games? He says, I've always wanted to see the story from Gears books represented in a Telltale style. He says, I'd also love an open-world Gears where you play as one of the stranded, the people who live outside the COG territory. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think. We'll pretend Gears Pops never happened for my sanity's sake. Yeah. How would you feel about Gears branching off into another genre of gaming?
Yeah, well, I think this may be a cop-out answer, but if it's done correctly, right? And let's use Halo as an example because they branch off in a lot of directions. So I like the Halo books. I think books are a good medium for games, right? It progresses your story. You can get a lot more detail. You've even read the Halo books with your wife. They're good.
Oh yeah,
they're really good, and you get more invested in the lore. So I like books with games. I think it's fun. If you take Halo and you look at games like Spartan Assault, I didn't like those games. They really, the only reason they sold is because they had the Halo name on it.
Yeah.
Halo Wars was fun.
Halo Wars is fantastic.
And I do like Halo Wars, but I do prefer the base Halo games over Halo. You know what I mean? If I were to play a Halo game, I'm going to play the Halo first-person shooter, right? So I think the same.
What about an XCOM Gears?
No, I mean that would be cool.
But you want Gears, the experience.
It's the same thing. Like I really like Halo Wars, and I really like Halo Wars 2, and I think they're very well done for what they are, RTSs, right? But when I play Halo, I like the Halo first-person shooter because that's Halo, right? I think the same concept with Gears. I'm probably going to like XCOM is super fun. We've played it. I enjoy XCOM, but when I play Gears of War, I think I'm going to want to play Gears of War. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gears of War is Gears of War because of the the CNN cam, the hard cover, the sawing people in half. You know what I mean? And it's just the gameplay. Your story makes up half your game, and your gameplay makes up your other half your game, right?
Sure.
I mean,
in most cases.
Yes. So.
Unless you're from software. Until recently.
Yeah. So
you don't mind, but you think...
I don't mind. That's why I said it's a cop-out answer. If done correctly, right? I'll play a Gears XCOM, but Gears of War is, to me, just like Halo, is always going to be, Gears of War, right? Yeah. Marcus Phoenix and all,
Absolutely.
What I mean?
Mr. McSpicy, let's go to you. Gears of War 5, how do you feel if they branch off into other genres of game? Would you like that? Would you not like that?
Sure. I think I agree 100% with Lucas. The Gears 5 story is awesome. It's kind of a different take on the Zerg kind of, concept.
Sure.
Like the StarCraft, the Zerg, or soldiers, Starship Troopers kind of,
the bug people.
The bug people that have so many people coming after you, kind of a deal. I think it's a great story. They have great characters that you like. They have great characters that are willing to kill certain characters off. I think the story is fantastic. I would love to see books. I love reading the books. The first couple Halo books were really good.
Well, there are Gears 5. I have 2 of them.
There are Gears.
Yeah, there's lots of Gears.
There's
lots of
books,
Gears books. Yeah.
Okay, I got to get into those.
As far as games, what about Gears as a Witcher, as a open world game,
like an action RPG?
Yeah, or an XCOM Gears.
It could totally be done.
They could be with the stories too.
Yeah, I would be. I mean, you're asking if I would like to play more games, and my answer is yes. Yeah. I would love to play more games of stories that I like. Yeah.
But would you? So Jordan took the stance that he would still prefer. He thinks the Gears, like the OG mode, CNN cam, kill cam.
Yeah,
saws,
it's good.
Third person.
Because I feel like the reason you like Gears of War is because of that gameplay, right?
Yeah.
Like if Gears of War came out...
And it's how it's presented.
Yeah, exactly,
absolutely.
right? So, again, I'm not against other games. Like, I like Halo Wars. I beat it. I've played it. I enjoyed it. But I love Halo because of, one, the story, right?
Yeah.
And then 2, I mean, your Master Chief going you through and
How
giving
would
people
you-
their bombs back.
Yeah, how
You
would
can't give your bomb back in an RTS. You know what I mean?
That's one of the best scenes
Yeah.
in the game. I don't know how you would do like an action RPG. I get, you could do the strategy.
You level up your
I mean,
Lancer.
Dude, you could do a OG
You get different chains.
But
You could
like-
do an OG Dragon Age where you have your troops and you pull out into
But I mean, like
a
Gears.
strategy mode.
Gears is already third person, and it's got the camera. I feel like it's kind of like it's the only difference we're talking about is to change it open world.
Yeah, no, that's true. There you go.
Because it's kind of the same thing. The only difference is the POV, right?
Yeah.
The
You be backed up a
you
little.
backed up and go up a little bit. Then it's an action RPG, open world.
I
right?
don't.
They
I don't
jump
know,
higher.
I don't know if you could.
Yeah.
Would it be as fun as an open world? I don't know if it could be because linear chaos is what works so well. Open world takes away from that linear chaos.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That gameplay element of Gears is
Yeah.
what makes up half
Yeah.
the. You
No,
know what
I
I mean?
agree.
Yeah.
I agree absolutely.
I don't know. Yeah.
But I mean, Mark made it basically the point. I mean, I'm not gonna get like for Fallout 76. I think a perfect example. Not a lot of people really wanted or asked for Fallout 76 according to media and stuff.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
But I mean, it's another Fallout game. Why not?
Why not?
Right? You
Hey,
know.
you want to try something new? Why not? I'll play it.
Is it my favorite Fallout game? No. I mean, I like the core Fallout series
Sure.
better, but I mean, I'm not against another Fallout game.
There we go, Lucas. Thank
What
you.
other we have a platformer. A platformer would be way fun.
Platformer would
It would
be
be
Contra.
Contra.
It'd be Contra.
It basically be like
It'd be Contra.
I'd get the spread gun.
Contra. Oh, that would be way fun. Dang,
Yeah, screw the laser.
that needs to happen.
screw the laser.
The laser sucks.
How would you use the hammer of dawn? in a side
That
view.
game would be so. They could do some really cool
Oh, the
things. That's your
artwork.
ultimate.
The gritty artwork in that game would be so sick.
Oh man,
You'd have Super Meat Boy explosions of body, you know, that's where you get the gore.
Oh,
Do you
we
remember
need
the
it.
first time you chainsawed someone? I do.
Oh,
Oh, I actually do.
I don't remember the first time, but I know the
don't-
feeling.
I don't mean this in a weird way, but it was actually with one of your girlfriends that I did my first chainsaw in Gears of War.
That's probably why things didn't work out between
How
us.
Yeah.
could you say that sentence and add? I don't mean this in a
I don't
weird
mean
way.
this in a
way. Yeah, it was
That's
just-
like
I actually think by preferencing it, I don't mean this in a weird way, made it weird.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was when I first moved up here and lived with you. You were dating people, and we ran up these stairs, and I said, "Hey, hit Y. I think there's a chainsaw." She hit Y.
Then we made out.
And just cut that guy right in half.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. Well, there you go. Thank you, Lucas, for the question. That is a great question. And that does us, everybody. E3 is here. It's just around the corner. Stay tuned. Next week, we'll have all the news. If you want to catch up with us on E3, you can do so over at Instagram. X1Bros on Instagram. You can also, we'll probably be taking lots of video. Maybe a YouTube video will go up or something of our experiences. But in between that, Instagram will be great. We have a special bonus podcast that will be coming E3 specific, and then next week our normal podcast E3 specific. So stay tuned for those. Happy E3, everybody!
Yeah.
Enjoy it with us.
Enjoy the
Celebrate.
hype. This is it's really fun. Try to ignore all the unhyped stuff where people complain. Just enjoy games, man.
Amen.
This is what it's exciting. This is like the best time of year.
Absolutely. Completely agree.
It's better than Christmas.
It's the Super Bowl of video games.
It really is. And we are getting a new console here announced that only happens once every 5 or 6 years. It's like the eclipse. It's the gaming eclipse.
Yeah,
What
it's-
if it doesn't happen?
Oh, that would be the most disappointing
It would
conference
be
of
the
my
it would be
lifetime.
the pop cap.
It would be
Years.
It'd be the Diablo announcement all over again.
They're talking about hardware and how we got this new piece of hardware for you guys,
And
and it
it's
ends
a
up just being
phone.
like a
There it
controller.
is. It's a controller. An all-new controller.
What's
A
funny?
headset.
What if that's it?
That
It's-
is. It is. Oh, there is rumor that version 2 Elite controller is coming. Is going to be dropping.
Yeah.
If that drops and we can purchase it there on the spot, we're purchasing it.
It'll be expensive.
Maybe my dream. This has always been my
Okay,
dream.
give
You
me your
remember
dream.
when they announced the Xbox 360 Slim, and I think it was Don Matrick or something, whoever
Sure.
was the head of Xbox at the time, and he said, "Oh, and by the way, everyone here gets one free on us."
That would
And they've never done it
Oprah'd
since.
it.
That'd be so cool. Well,
And everybody
they do
flipped
have
out,
the
like-
discless one coming.
Not that I'm asking.
What
for,
did you just say?
The discless.
Excuse
Oh.
me.
Yes.
They're
Discless.
doing
The
what?
horror version.
You switch that C and the S, and you're in trouble.
Not that I'm asking for free stuff, but I like free stuff. So
Yeah,
if they
amen.
did, If they
Amen
did
to
something
that.
like that again, especially at an E3 that I would be at,
Yeah, absolutely.
that would be cool.
Spicy, I think we can hit that music to take us
Oh,
out of
yeah.
here. Guys, thank you very much. We hope you have as fun of a time this E3 as we will. Come hang out with us next week. It's going to be a blast.
Or hang out with us at E3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you.
And
Thank
thanks
you.
everybody that are here live. Stay here. We're gonna
Stay
we're
here. We
gonna
got a
chat
post
after.
party. Absolutely.
We hang out after the show every time. So.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another fantastic episode of the X1 Bros. It's positive gaming awesomeness. If you haven't yet, don't forget to head over to iTunes, rate, review, and subscribe to us there. It really helps the show. Happy iTunes. Happy E3, everybody. We'll see you on the flip side.
Happy iTunes.